Hi, I'm going to show you how to find the square root of a number without a calculator because on math competitions, math team competitions, we are not allowed to use a calculator. So just going to go ahead and show you some examples of how simple it is. Okay, so let's start with something like 144. Okay, so if I write 144 and I need to see, what is the square root of this? What times itself gives me 144? And, this applies to all numbers, even the bigger numbers. And I'll show you an example in a minute and how simple it is to solve this. Okay. So I am going to put the division sign and then I'm going to work in the perfect squares. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to look at is the first one. All right. And I know that 1 times 1 is going to give me 1, right? So I'm working with the perfect squares. 1 times 1 gives me 1, which I'm going to subtract here, and I have 0. All right. Now, immediately when I have this, take the number on the top and go ahead and double this number. Okay, double number. And when I'm doubling 1, that means 2 times that number, it's going to become 2. So that 2 I'm going to now place over here. And once I place this, I am now going to bring down pairs of numbers. Like in division, normally we are used to seeing only one number coming down, but since we are working with squares, now we are going to bring down pairs of numbers. So I'm going to bring down this, both of them at the same time. Okay? And now I'm going to look at what times is it going to be 20 times 0, 21 times 1, 22 times 2, 23 times 3. So I'm going to have the same number over here and the same number over here that I'm trying to see that's going to give me 44. Okay? So I know that 20 times 0 is 0, okay? And then 21 times 1 is going to give me 21. That's not going to work. So then I have 22. So this 2, and I'm going to put 2 here, as you can see. 22 times 2 gives me 44. Okay, and so then I have my 0 remainder. So guess what, here is my answer, because 12 times 12 gives me 144. And you can check your work. We know that. Here we go. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 1 is 2. 0. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. So absolutely correct. All right. So 144 square root is the answer is going to be 12. All right. So let me show you another example. Let's say I give you find the square root of 625. All right. So we are now again going to begin exactly the same way with the division. I'm going to look at this one. And I know that 1 times 1 is a little less. 2 times 2 is 4. And then 3 times 3 is 9. So 9 is going to be greater than the 6. So I'm going to do 2 times 2, which gives me 4. And then 6 minus 4 is going to give me 2. Take this number and double it. And double 2 gives me 4. All right. And then I bring down both these numbers. And then I'm like, okay, is it going to be 40 times? So I have the 5 at the end. So automatically I know it's got to be a number that when I multiply, I get 5. Okay. So I know that 5 times 5 gives me 25. Okay. This can be 40 times 0, 41 times 1, because that's going to give me, so it's not going to work over here. So if I do 45 and I do 5, okay? So 5 times 5, of course, 25. 4 times 5, 20 plus 2. So here we go, 225. And this is 0. So 25, the square root of 625. So literally, that means the square root of 625 is equal to 25. Because when I do 25 times 25, I will get 625. All right. Now let me do one with, let's say, 4 digits. All right, so one more example. And let's say I give you what is the square root of 1156. All right, 1156. And I'm like, okay. So in this case, I'm going to again start looking over here. Now I'm going to look at these two. Okay, so since it's a bigger number, and I'm going to look at 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, 4 times 4. So 3 times 3 gives me 9, but 4 times 4 gives me 16, which is going to be greater than the 11. So I'm going to use 3 times 3. Okay, 3 times 3, and that gives me 9. 11 minus 9 gives me 2. Okay, and then I'm going to take again this number and I'm going to double it. I'm going to double this. So double times 3 is 6. I'm going to put the 6 over here. Bring both of these down at the same time. All right, so now I have 256. So now I'm going to think 60 times 0, 61 times 1, 62 times 2, 63 times 3. So I'm looking at the end, but 3 times 3 gives me 9. 2 times 2 gives me 4. Okay, then 64 times 4. So I know that 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, so let's try that. 64 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. And I carry over 1. 4 times 6 is 24. Plus that 1 gives me 25. And so there we go. And so 34, so square root of 1156 or 1156 is equal to 34, because 34 times 34 is going to give me 1156. So this is just a very simple trick to solve square roots without a calculator, because on math competitions we are definitely not, or math team competitions we are not allowed a calculator. All right, have a nice day.